What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raise. Anyone excited for the final part of the After franchise? Well, you have a lot of reasons to be excited. Nervous, thrilled, and most of all, sad. Yes, the end of Tessa and Hardin's story is coming, and we have so much to tell you about it. From heartbreaking scenes to joyful moments, here is why After Ever Happy is about to blow your mind. After Ever Happy, cast changes and returning cast. The After franchise is one of the most recast franchises ever. With every new film comes a new cast ensemble, and while most of the actors are talented, we really miss some of the old faces we were introduced to in the first After film. As you already know, After We Fell was filmed back-to-back with the fourth film of the franchise, After Ever Happy. Thankfully, this means the already familiar cast will once again return on our small screens. Josephine Langford and hero fiennes-tiffin are coming back as our beloved couple, Tessa and Hardin. We'll also see Chance Perdomo as Landon Gibson, Rob Estes as Ken Scott, Frances Turner as Karen Scott, and Stephen Moyer as Christian Vance. Initially, we thought these actors will all come back to reprise their roles for the last time, but it appears as the events that took place in After We Fell will have some major consequences on the upcoming film, and we might never see some characters from the third film again. Here are all reasons why After Ever Happy will be really problematic.
But if adventures will not befall a young lady in her own village, she must seek them.
The storyline with Christian Vance. You see, the end of After We Fell described to its fans why Tessa and Hardin are not so different after all. They both struggle a lot with their families, and the third film mostly focused on Hardin's family issues. According to most fans, the storyline was really needed as it perfectly depicted Hardin's life battles and why he is the way he is. After Hardin discovers his mom's affair, Vance asks him to meet at the hotel bar the next day. Hardin then accepts the invitation and meets Vance before discovering something that will change his life completely. Meanwhile, Tessa meets with Vance's wife Kimberly, who is pregnant with a child she and Vance are expecting. She then breaks the news to Tessa while explaining that Vance and Hardin's mother Trish have a long history together. Then Tessa and fans of the franchise discover Vance is the biological father of Hardin. However, the real problems come when Vance tells this to Hardin. Obviously shocked, Hardin walks out of the bar and meets Tessa as they embrace together and kiss on the streets of London. This sets a very problematic plot for the last film. For his entire life, Hardin believed Ken Scott is his father. Finding out something like this so late will leave some terrible consequences on Hardin. This only brings us to After Ever Happy, the first trailer.
You are so important to me and your mum.
Are you serious? Now you two want to play some sort of...
A teaser trailer for the last installment of the After series was released at the end of 2021. Surprisingly enough, the couple seems to suffer the most in this film compared to their relationship in the other films of the franchise. I thought we had a love that was out of a novel, and no matter how hard it was, we would survive to tell the story, Tessa says in the voiceover. When Hardin tells her their relationship has chances of survival, she says, "I don't want to survive, I want to live." In the end, she says, "I'm sorry I couldn't fix you." Tessa and Hardin have been through a lot in the previous films of the franchise, but as we previously said, it appears as they are going to reach the peak of their struggles in the last installment. The synopsis for After Ever Happy only confirms this as it reads, Hardin and Tessa are growing up and they may never be the same. Although they have defied all the odds, their next chapter will bring either a fairy tale ending or finally destroy their passionate yet toxic relationship. When a revelation about the past shakes Hardin's impenetrable facade to the core and Tessa suffers a tragedy, will they stick together or be torn apart? Life will never be the same for Tessa. Now let's take a detailed journey on what will go wrong in the upcoming film. Shall we? From mental health issues to getting back to some old habits and even suffering miscarriages, here are all the things that will happen in After Ever Happy.
A love that was out of a novel, no matter how hard it was, we'd survive to tell the story.
The cliffhanger of After We Fell. Here's the thing. Before the ending of After We Fell, Tessa and Hardin were actually doing good in terms of their relationship. However, the second Hardin found out about Vance, it all went downhill. Hardin already struggles with his identity. He also struggles with addiction, anger issues, and so many things that only lead us to his childhood. Hardin is the way he is because of his childhood traumas, and if those weren't enough to make him confused and angry, he now finds out he was lied to for something that should have been said to him a long time ago. Much of the After franchise is focused on Hardin and him desperately trying to find a way to accept himself. You see, now it will be even harder for him to accept himself, and that will have a major influence on Tessa. Tessa is, as you already know, close to Vance and Kim as both friends and colleagues. Seeing how broken Tessa is in the trailer for the last film, we're sure she'll be dealing with a lot. She will have a new job that links her with Vance, and something really tragic is bound to happen to her, at least according to the novel the franchise is based on.
We can survive it.
I don't want to survive. I want to live.
Tessa will deal with a lot. For those of you not familiar, After Ever Happy is based on the 4th book in Anna Todd's series. As the anticipation about the last part of the franchise grows bigger, fans have been wondering more and more about how much the last film will follow the plot of the novel. To be honest, we would love to see more creative freedom in terms of plot in the last After film. If the film decides to go completely according to the plot of the book, well, prepare your tissue box. This is how the events unroll in the novel. After Hardin discovers the news about his biological father, he breaks up with Tessa. He is the worst in this book, as his anger issues are once again the focus of the story. Tessa then comes back to Washington alone, intending to meet Landon in New York City. However, just as she goes to the apartment she and Hardin shared, she discovers her dad's lifeless body. This is the part of the franchise where Tessa breaks completely. Her mental health is getting worse and worse, and in the meantime, Hardin is getting back to his old habits. He's drinking a lot, he's using drugs, and he hangs out with his old criminal friends. When he finds out about Tessa's father, he remembers he needs to be there for her and tries different ways to win her back. As expected, Tessa wants nothing with him. Instead, she focuses on herself and she decides to fix the relationship with her mother. Since Tessa is no longer interested in Hardin, a person who left her in the most difficult times of her life, she and Hardin go through the most intense breakup in the franchise. The 4th novel made fans feel so much anger towards Hardin, but then again, we're not sure if the film will follow the same plot as in the book, so this is only a presumption and will only happen in the film that goes entirely according to the book. And for those of you wondering, yes, there is a happy ending. After these many struggles, Tessa graduates from NYU with a degree in wedding planning. She and Hardin are engaged and trying for a baby. However, they go through several miscarriages. 1 year later, and Tessa is pregnant with a baby girl, and then 6 years later with a baby boy. Oh, Landon is also married and has a baby boy in the last part of the franchise. What are your hopes for After Ever Happy? Which of these events would you exclude from the last film? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching.